I feel like you are always like reaching maybe the unreached sort of like.
That is my.
It seems like your passion.
It is. You nailed it. I want the people who never have an opportunity or are always passed over or almost got there to actually get there.
Yeah.
Dance Journey!
With Tracy in LA.
Aloha, Tracy.
You didn't even let me start it.
Nope, never do.
Okay, everyone, welcome back to Dance Journey. Today we have Aukai Cain.
Aloha.
So excited to have Aukai. I feel like I've thought about having you for a long time, but I know I've been focusing kind of on contemporary, so I haven't been in Aukai's classes as much. Although,
Which is funny because that's what I'm kind of doing tonight. Kind of broke the mold from the jazz funk and just kind of went with the art of it tonight. And you'll see.
I'm excited. Yeah, so we're doing this before his classes tonight, so I'm excited. We're going to also hopefully talk about the classes afterwards, but
Definitely. We will.
what's crazy though is Aukai showed up at a contemporary class the other day.
Dun, dun, dun.
And actually he killed it so bad. Like killed it so good.
Literally killed it badly. I was like, that double though.
No, you did so good.
Oh, thank you. You did well too. Like I, from the first time I saw you dancing till now, I mean, it's a vast difference, right? Like, and it shows. Like, you feel you have good control. You've got balance now. Your motion, but not that you've ever not had that stuff, but it's just so much better now.
Aw,
It's like,
thank you.
You can see the improvement, and it's impressive.
Aw, thanks, Aukai. So encouraging to me.
And it's inspiring, actually, because as old folk, we gotta fight for that now. I'm like, ah!
No, but literally, I didn't even know Aukai like ever did contemporary. And when he showed up, I was like, oh, cool. But then when I watched you dance, I was like, oh wait, he's like really good.
Oh, you're
you did
sweet.
so good. Like
Thank
that
you.
choreography was really hard. It was
super hard.
Sarah Polednik and Delaney, who usually teach at Athletic Garage, but they did like a pop-up at Millennium and they did like a collab contemporary class, and that had some really hard moves in it. And Aukai was just like, oh, easy breezy, no problem.
No,
just
girl,
did
I was
them.
struggling, girl. No, girl, I was struggling. Don't let her do that.
It didn't look like it.
No, girl, no. Thank you, but the truth is, I haven't done contemporary in about 15 years.
Wow.
I've been doing hip hop a lot, and I just recently got back into some jazz, like taking jazz classes again, and I mean, I've been fortunate to be so busy, right, that I haven't had the chance to take class.
Yeah.
And so every opportunity I do, because you're always learning, right? And you need to continue to work at your craft regardless. So I love taking classes from my friends like Chris, from Gustavo, from Desi, from Delaney, from Sarah, like all these amazing choreographers that, growth is in the work.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's
never,
awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you can never be complacent. You have to go after it.
Yeah.
And so at this age, like, I'm almost 55, one more month.
Okay, let's go.
She old girl. But at this age, it's like you gotta constantly work at it, right? To keep up, And
that's awesome. That's so inspiring, though. I mean, yeah, almost 55, and you're doing like crazy stuff that like 20-year-olds are trying to do as well. So,
girl, everyone trying to do, because that choreo was hard.
It was hard.
I was like, holy crap! Let me pull up. Let me pull up.
Okay. So first, I want to talk about how I first met you, Aukai, which you probably don't. I don't know if you like actually remember, but I did take your class for the first time. I'm pretty sure it was towards the end of the pandemic, and I was coming back to dance. I also got injured around the end of the pandemic.
I remember hearing that, like, because I was wondering where you went.
Yeah, so I was like, I tried your class, and it felt so, I loved taking it, because I was mostly doing jazz and before I got injured, and I was like, okay, I need to take classes where I can have sneakers and whatever, because I injured my foot. So I was taking your class, and I was like, it just felt so good. I loved your class so much. My roommate had come with me. We loved it.
Thank you.
I went home and was so inspired about dance that I started doing even more stuff in my room, just like practicing things. And then the next day I was in so much pain because I think I wasn't actually ready to come back.
And then she like shut down.
I kind of
I'm
like,
not coming back.
yeah, so it was like I tried it once or twice and then I was like, oh, I can't dance yet. Like,
Aukai broke me. Aukai broke me.
No, I was definitely already broken, but
Okay.
but I knew I liked your class. So
Oh,
it took some more months, and then once I was able to come back, I started coming back, and I loved doing your beginner hip hop because I just needed to like ease back in. And I just got really into it, and then I think I tried your intermediate, and that was like a huge challenge. But I was like, okay, we're gonna try, because even your beginner, it's not like that beginner. Like you go over it a lot, but it's not like the moves are like super easy. It's just that I think you just go over it like a lot of times,
Yeah,
and you
I
take
think
time.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but like I think repetition is the key.
Yeah.
Like honestly, especially when you're just learning that weight balance transfer, like getting to know how to transfer weight quickly or slowly or stay in
Yeah.
control of it all. Like and so that's what I love practicing. Repetition will allow you to do that.
Yeah.
Right? And so
Yeah, I love the repetition. So good for your brain, but also it gets you really tired. The last time I took your class, I was like, man, I'm tired.
It's
Because
like
you're like, we're
cardio
going to
hip-hop.
drill this 20 times. I'm like, okay, like I like that, but I was like, oh, my body's like, I'm sweating. Like,
And
but
that's what I'm
it's
known
good,
for,
though.
like
Yeah.
especially nowadays. I never used to do that. I used to like push the choreo and to push you like all the different movements so that you get used to it, and the different timing, etc. And so when I after a while I realized, certain studios, they require certain things, right?
Yeah.
Like it's always depending on the clientele or the student base,
Right.
right? So either way you see it. But when you do that, you can actually get more people involved when you kind of know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And here at AG, there's a lot of good dancers, but they're hobbyists, or they just love dance. They're not trying to be professionals, and so you have to cater to your clientele,
Yeah.
is the way to put it, without making it seem so impersonal.
Yeah.
But because I love them all. It's
Yeah.
basically a family, right? It's
Yeah,
a community. And all communities is you definitely get to know each other and stuff. But I don't make, Anyways, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you are very welcoming and targeting to that type of audience, but at the same time, you really do push people to grow a lot too.
Okay.
So any of those people could be like, oh, now I want to go further,
Yeah.
because I feel like you do take people further.
Oh,
You're
thank
not
you.
just like, oh, this is for fun. I mean, like, it is maybe more of that audience, but I think a lot of people that take your class like are also people that are really trying to grow and make it.
Yeah, I mean, not to take away from the fact that you have to put in effort. It is hard work, and that there's a lot to do. But I do believe that challenges are where you grow. Like if you get comfortable, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done for.
Yeah.
Like that's when you'll start to lose like the passion, And so I never want that to happen. So, it's part of the whole thing. Yeah, I agree. Like so, I thank you. I think that it's important to push for put in the work.
Yeah.
And I know it's difficult. It's never easy and nothing worthwhile. You know the saying. So I really like challenges. Challenges for me, such as like with your cardio, with your stamina, because stamina and endurance is super important, people. So you have to work at it, right? So repetition does that.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's my thing. Like,
Yeah.
I think that I like to work on the overall aspect of dance, not just the movement, not just the performance of it, even though, but like the cardio of it, like the hard work of it, how you have to build that particular other side of dance besides just that skill.
Yeah, I like that. And I think a lot of people like your classes for that. So, okay, tell us, what does your dance life look like right now? Like, how many times are you teaching a week? Like, what kind of classes are you teaching? What else? Do you have other projects with dance going on? Like, as far as like currently what's going on?
My dance life. Yeah, I'm teaching a lot. I have my beginning hip hop, my teens hip hop. I sub a lot for a lot of choreographers. Like tonight I'm subbing for Chris Watson's advanced class. And I teach jazz funk. And I do a lot of projects with artists, independent artists, indie artists. I make music videos. I have a dance company.
Yeah, talk about your dance company.
Okay, well, the dance company, it's called Legacy VDC, and VDC stands for Video Dance Crew, because what we make are music videos.
Cool.
And I bring professional though, so I bring in a production company. We go on set, like we hire we put in a lot of money, right? And we costume it, we theme it, and put a concept. I write it up, I direct, and I hire the crew. I hire the director of photography, the ADs, and so my dance company, Legacy, is about anyone who wants to be a part of a professional music video that's ever been a dream of theirs, and actually join a dance community or a dance team. That's what it was made for. So I started Legacy VDC to provide a way for the non-professional, or the person who like life took over and they wanted to dance, they wanted to do music videos, they wanted to be in the industry, and but they never could because life took over. Like they became a scientist, or they had to work some type of job.
Yeah.
A lot of Caltech people are in class, and they're like, oh, I wanted to dance. I used to dance so much, and then I ended up going to college, and then dance kind of faded away, and now I'm back, and now they have joined. Like, a lot of professionals, like nurse practitioners, they all have joined like Legacy, and it, back to the point, it provides like an opportunity for the person who's never had a chance to go pro to feel what it's like to be on set with a professional on a music video, with all the choreography. We do rehearsals every Saturday from 3 to 5. All levels are welcome because it's actually geared for all levels. I put different levels of choreo within the whole entire piece, so anyone can do it, and we all work together. And the one thing that we have to do is you have to be positive. Like, we don't, and I treat everyone with respect, and everyone's supposed to treat each other similarly, regardless of the level of dance that you are, because it's about community and providing a fun, safe place to learn, to grow, to find your people, to get away, to experience a professional setting in the end, work for a common goal, right? And so we have beginning level dancers, we have intermediate, we have advanced, we got a couple pros in there that, so I really push the choreo, but I also have different levels of choreo. And so you get what you get on the music video day, and you come on rehearsals. It takes about 2 months, sometimes 6 weeks of rehearsals before we go and set ourselves and make set the show date, or the set date, and then we go and film it.
That's so cool. How long have you been doing this for?
For about almost 2 years.
Okay.
I started it 2 years ago. Okay. And it's been growing.
Yeah, that's really cool. I kind of saw a little bit because I was,
going
over your Instagram before this podcast. But no, that's really awesome. I think it's so cool. I feel like you are always like reaching maybe the unreached, sort of, like
that is
it seems like your passion.
It is. You nailed it. I want the people who never have an opportunity, or are always passed over, or who are always overlooked, or never have the opportunity, or almost got there, to actually get there.
Yeah.
So I don't want to leave anyone behind, and all the, I don't want to say marginalized, but that's what comes to my head.
Yeah.
The people that are basically on the outskirts, or never get those opportunities. I want to provide that to them. I want to let them see that, everyone, it's all inclusive. Dance is all inclusive. And I want you to, this is what I told myself a long time ago. Before I started choreographing, I said, but when I did start choreographing, my goal was to have people fall in love with dance the way I love dance. Because the second you get it, you realize it has life lessons in it. It improves your well-being. Like, you have the worst day on the planet. Like, you literally could have cried 2 hours ago because, say, God forbid, you lost an animal of some sort, a loving, and then you come to class, it will change the feeling.
Yeah.
You have, it may not heal you entirely, but it changes you, right?
For sure.
It shifts your mentality. And so dance is my safe place.
Yeah.
The studio is my safe place. On set is my safe place, and so dance does that. And you realize what it provided for me? It took me out of the hood. It gave me a career. It allowed me to represent my art. I was still able to perform. And I didn't know that I really loved that. I was told ever since I was a kid, like, oh gosh, Aukai, you were going to do this all your life. But I never knew that, right? But it provides so much more, all the intangibles that no one really ever speak of, You know, that's what dance does. And then I like, so to link it all, Legacy is that ability for you to come and join on a professional level, see what it feels like in that way. And so my whole goal for that was, let me provide that to people and to others that don't really have that opportunity.
Yeah, that's so cool. How can people join that?
Just come to rehearsals. Come and check it out at the Athletic Garage every Saturday, 3 to 5 p.m. It's 2 hours. There is a fee. It is a monthly fee. It's $60, but the reason why
it's $60 for the whole month, though.
For the whole month.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's $15 for 2 hours of work, you know, and the reason why I'm allowed to keep it so low is because we have so many people in it.
Okay.
You know, and I have to pay for the studio space. You know, we have to pay for the production. We have to pay for the videographer and all the edits and, you know, and all. Yeah. And so that does provide for it. So you can come anytime on Saturday, 3 to 5. You can even just come and watch and see what we do and see if it's your fit. You know, if you like it. And but I promise you're gonna like it. Yeah, because it's a really positive place. It's the whole environment is to support each other, build each other up. Not to say that we're lacking. Like, I push people, and then if you're doing something wrong, we don't really say, "Oh, you're doing something wrong." We're like, "Hey, you want to try it this way?" You know, like, you know, or hey, we should work on this together.
Yeah.
You know, and so I treat everyone like choreographers.
Yeah.
And I say, "You're a choreographer. You need to know your counts. You need to know what your movement is. So if you see someone off, let's help each other.
Yeah.
But let's do it with respect. You know,
That's awesome.
Let's not break anyone down. I don't believe in that. The old school way. Woo,
Yeah.
you said hurt.
I love that, Aukai. Just like such an encouraging environment, but then also still trying to achieve like a quality that you're looking for and everything.
Yeah.
So we have about 10 minutes till we have to go to class. We're going to talk more after.
Yeah.
But let's start hearing. Tell us how you got started in dance. You said you were dancing since you were a little kid.
I did. I danced hula. Because I was born and raised in Hawaii.
Amazing.
Hawaii.
And did everyone just dance hula, or how does that happen?
I mean, it is our culture, right? Like, it's part of the culture. So most everyone knows hula. If you're not doing hula, you're playing an instrument of some sort, or you're singing in Hawaiian, or you're playing an instrument, or you're dancing hula. That's just how it goes. Every weekend in the Hawaiian culture, we go to the garage, family comes over, we cook a big meal, and all we do from morning till the following morning, from Saturday till Sunday, is dance hula, sing our songs, enjoy each other's time. Family comes over, friends come over, neighbors come over, and it's called a jam session.
Nice.
You know, and so we sing all our cultural stuff, and we sing other songs, but I grew up doing that. Born and raised in Hawaii, and then when I was 15, moved to San Diego, went to high school there, went to college there, shot up to LA to follow my dreams, and started singing.
Was that your...
That was the first career.
You hadn't taken, like, dance classes before that?
Never.
Oh, wow. I'm shocked. Okay.
Yeah. So when I started singing, landed a record deal with Raven Records at the time, which was like an affiliate to like Universal and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
And started singing background with a lot of artists, and but I loved writing. I've always used to write my own music, so I wrote a couple albums when I joined a boy band.
What?
And,
That's so
old
cool.
school. So I did that for like a good 10, 11 years, and then the industry shut down. Moving on from all of that, I sang all the way up to like I was about 30.
Wow.
And then in a boy band, as well as show dates off and on, like background stuff for others, and wrote music, did albums, started doing musical theater, did one called Reefer Madness with some friends and stuff, won awards for that, did several other musicals. And then,
was that in LA, or where was that
in LA,
at?
yeah.
Okay.
Reefer Madness, Dan Studney, Kevin Murphy wrote the book. Huge. It went big, went viral. So if you know musical theater and the cult musical theater stuff, then Reefer Madness, I was in it, one of the lead actors in it.
Wow.
I'm on the soundtrack, and then it did a couple other soundtracks for a couple musicals. And then I guess I aged out.
Were you, even though you weren't taking like dance classes, were you dancing in some of that stuff, like some of the performances you had to do and everything?
Yeah, I never took a class, so I was basically faking it. I was good at gymnastics. I did gymnastics like since I was 10. I would just like do backflips. I just ran one day and did a front flip. And Mom was like, "What the?" And then I just said, "Watch me do a backflip." And I did a backflip because I was watching like kung fu movies, and so my mom got terrified.
You just like taught yourself, or you just like did it like
I just
randomly?
because I knew I could.
That's crazy.
So I just ran and did it, and then I was like, "Okay, I can figure this out." So I really just watched a lot of kung fu movies because I'm old. That's how it was in Hawaii. And as a kid, I just started doing it and learned how to do back handsprings, all this stuff.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy. And then, so I did a lot of gymnastics and stuff. And the reason why I bring that up is that in the musical Reefer Madness, when I landed the role, part of what allowed me to get the role, besides I think my singing, was I could do gymnastics.
Yeah.
And I was the lead monkey role. It was called The Monkey in the musical. And I just throw a backflip on stage.
That's so cool.
Had a lot of slapstick comedy about like being hurt as a monkey. It was kind of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. So, okay. So how do you age out of singing though? I feel like singing could be forever. Because I was in a boy band.
Oh, okay. I was in a boy band, right? And I was like 31. Napster had hit. And actually, to be honest, there's other couple things that happened in the music industry. Backstreet Boys started getting really huge. NSYNC was really huge. And so literally the boy band I was in got shelved. We did a lot of stuff. And we sang and we did the regular circuit that boy bands did. But to be truthfully honest, we were good, but we weren't on that level.
Okay.
So there's no way we could do it. So we got literally pushed to the side.
Aww.
Yeah, which was fine because it led me to dance, to be honest. So, and I was pretty depressed. And the choreographer for the boy band, at the time, her name was Leslie Scott, became a great friend.
I know Leslie Scott.
Yeah, I love her. She's phenomenal. I literally based the fact that I can dance and the fact that I'm a choreographer on that woman. She used
to teach the free dance classes at the church that I went to.
Yeah, she's amazing human.
I really liked her.
Amazing human. Like, she taught me everything I know. Like, I base a lot of being a choreographer from her. Like, she set my life up. She is a great woman. We were very, very close friends. And we used to live together because she was the choreographer for the boy band.
Oh, wow, crazy.
And then and she was like, "Stop! Come on, come dance with me." I got depressed when the music came down because that's all I thought I was ever gonna do. And then I fell in love with dance the first time. I was like, "Oh my god, that was horrible though." My first class, I was almost 32 years, like a week before my 32nd birthday. I went to the Edge Dance Studio.
Yeah.
And I was like, or I think the week before my 31st birthday, I went to the Edge Dance Studios, learned from like Eddie Garcia, Dave Scott, Leslie Scott. Of course, Leslie Scott really built me up. But like, she really taught me how to dance.
Wow, that's crazy because I didn't realize that you started really getting more serious about dance in your 30s. Yeah. Because that's also what I did.
High five, girl!
Crazy. Like that. I love hearing that. That's so cool. And because you've come like so far with it. Hi, everyone. So I wanted to tell you about my new book, The Tracy in LA Newsletters 2010. This is my very first memoir. There will be more. It's not like a normal memoir where you're looking back on your life and reflecting on it and writing a book about it. It's more like a memoir in real time. So basically, when I very first moved to LA to pursue acting, which was in 2009, I decided I was going to write these like monthly newsletters where I sent out actual letters in the actual mail to a bunch of my friends every month to give them updates on what I was doing with acting and jobs and friendships and all kinds of things that I was going through my very first time ever living in LA. It ended up being pretty humorous, and so I've basically gone back and edited them so that I could publish them as a book. So that's what this is, and yeah, if you want to be entertained and have a good laugh, buy my book, or if you just want to help me pay my rent next month. Oh, and you can get it on Amazon. The Tracy in LA Newsletters 2010 by Tracy Nicole. Nicole is my middle name. Also, there's a link in my Instagram bio. You can get it paperback or on Kindle. Wow, so you just started taking like, what were you doing any sort of like job regular job during all of this transition, or
No, I just took all the money that I had,
Okay.
and luckily I saved up a lot. you
Yeah.
know. And I poured probably like, I don't know, $17,000 in the first year because I took every class, 5 to 6
Yeah.
hours a day at the
Wow.
Edge. Every class I could, all
Dang.
hip hop, from like Tabitha Napoleon, and they became great friends because
Wow.
they were great friends with Leslie, and all lived in. I lived in Sherman Oaks, and Leslie
Okay.
and lived with me, and because we were just so close, and I got to know all the big choreographers because a lot of them, either like Stephen Butler, all these people either danced with me, like or danced for me when I was singing, like did shows for us or something, or music videos or something for us, and yeah. And so I got to know huge choreographers, so it was an easy transition for me. I
Yeah,
was
that's so
fortunate.
perfect.
Yeah, honestly, lucky life. Like
Yeah.
I am super, super fortunate. I know that.
Yeah.
Like-
Wow.
And so, I became good friends with a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
But they knew me as a singer first and foremost, who wasn't a good dancer. But since I could sing, they let me get away with it.
Oh my gosh, but now you're such a good dancer. Okay, we're gonna finish this story because now I'm like on the edge of my seat to like learn what else happened. But we are gonna take, because Aukai is subbing, I'm now about to take his intermediate hip hop, advanced hip hop, and jazz funk after. It's advanced. Ooh, I'm scared.
She's fine. This girl can dance. Don't let her.
Hip hop is hard for me right
No, not in this car. Not in that seat.
So anyway, I'm gonna take those classes. We're gonna be super sweaty, and we're gonna complete his story and talk a little bit about the classes. And we'll see you guys in a few minutes.
When we come back, we'll be glistening.
Yeah, we will. Okay, hi everyone. We're back with Aukai Cain. If you can tell, we are sweaty
Glistening girl.
because it's a good glisten. Because I just took 2 Aukai classes in a row.
And killed it.
That was definitely advanced hip hop, I feel. I
A
feel
little bit,
better.
since it was an advanced hip hop class, girl.
I guess.
I think that was the purpose. Like, we fulfilled the mission.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I just haven't been taking hip hop a lot lately.
Well, I call shenanigans. Tracy just slayed that. I literally was like, holy crack. We did like 12 8 counts.
It was a lot.
Full on. And we ended up at the 13th. Actually, 13.
Okay.
13 8 counts in 15 minutes because we started late.
Yeah, because I mean, these are only hour-long classes, so it is a lot. But you do such a good job teaching, and I definitely miss that. I love your teaching.
I love you.
Here's what was hard for me, because there was some repetition in it, but then the repetition has a slight difference. My brain, it goes crazy when teachers do that. I'm like, because my brain does not want to change that.
Understood. It's a skill we got to practice.
I know,
Like that
it's good,
left
though.
and that right. And I do it on purpose. Like, honestly, I do it on purpose. I have a music video coming up to that particular song.
Oh,
And so
okay.
I modified some of what was going to be in that particular section.
Okay.
But you learned 13 A counts out of
Oh,
the
cool.
42 that's in that
Whoa.
piece. So
It was really fun. I liked the
thank
choreo
you.
a lot.
You slayed, girl. Like, I was like, you were like, I was like, you're on buffet status. Eating everything. I was like, leave a crumb for me. I'm hungry.
Aukai is very kind. I mean,
No, it's true. It's true.
I feel that if I was taking your hip hop class regularly, I would definitely be growing at that. Which I know.
Okay, that's. I hear you. That's true for everyone, but the reality is you really, really killed that. Like, I was thoroughly impressed. Like, truthfully, like, no, all joking aside, all the kidding aside, like, you slayed. And I was thoroughly impressed. I was like, look, the time you joined me when you first started, in hip hop as well. It's like, and so having seen you from that point to now, drastic, phenomenal. I was like, this girl needs to be in my video. Like, I'm going to call you and see if you want to be a part of it, because I like pulling in others, or you can have a cameo on that particular section. You slayed. And I love working with great people, So
Aw, thanks,
I'd love to
Aukai.
pull you in on it. It's nothing huge. It's just, just a professional production or whatever.
Oh, just a little professional
It's
production.
like, we're on set and
Well,
stuff.
thanks,
But
Aukai.
I would love to have you.
appreciate that.
But honestly, people, Miss Thang slayed. Like, she brought the heat and then, like, filleted the fish. And it was like Freaky Friday.
Okay. So that was hip hop. Let's talk about your jazz funk / contemporary.
I was feeling it like
That was so fun.
Oh, thank you. I wasn't generally I do a jazz funk, which is more technical based, but with a lot of free movement where, you know, you kind of thrash, grab, head, pull back, etc., stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know, like kind of let go and release, and not that you wouldn't in any other class, but more of that with some technical elements to it.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe throw in a double, maybe throw in a single, whatever you want. But in my particular jazz funk class today, I was like, there's this song called "Show Me Love" from 100 Waters and Skrillex, and I came across it randomly, just randomly, and I was like, ugh, I love this song.
It's a really beautiful song.
And then but it's the end of the song that we played. Like, it's not this heavy. It is gorgeous, but it's the end of the song that we played, and it just, I've done this. Like, I've heard this song a long time ago, and I've done it before, but not like this. Like, I kind of went in on it, and I did this section, and I'm glad you guys loved it. It was so contemporary.
It was mostly on the floor.
No damn thing was on the floor.
Everybody was like, "Oh, my knees," because I think like when people are expecting contemporary, they were like a lot of people wear pants. But yeah, people did not necessarily come with pants. They were
I mean, I got like callous knees. Like at this age, these knees don't feel nothing, let alone got cartilage.
amazing.
But like, you know, so I guess I'm used to it. You know, after like 30 some odd years of
I'm
dancing
hoping
on.
I'm hoping my knees start to get like that too. Because right now I have to do the pants, but I used to have to do knee pads, and now I don't have to. But I still have to do pants.
Boop, boop, that's what's up.
So eventually, you know, maybe I can just do the bare knees.
You did it.
But
You
it was
made it.
really fun. And then you did have some technical stuff once we got off the floor. And so that was really, I love that. I love the challenge of like jazz.
I mean, you slay. When I watch your videos of you at Millennium Dancer, which I love, plug, that I love watching you throw. And a lot of those choreographers are like, get on the floor. You know, like, they're like, up, down, drop. And I was like, and then when we took Sarah's and Delaney's class, I was like, oh, loving this floor work. And it's been 15 years since I've ever been back on the contemporary floor side. I was really feeling it.
You were
today.
so feeling that.
So I took what they gave me and I was like, oh, let's just feel it. And so I don't know how this became me again. ADHD. But honestly, I've been watching your video. Yeah, that's my point. I've been watching her videos, and you are living on the floor. So I don't know if you have an excuse for me about your knees and you having to wear pants, because secretly, no.
One day I'll try it without the pants.
You slayed, though.
What I liked about yours today was a lot of the contemporary I usually take, it's a lot of thrashy stuff and like flippy stuff, which I also love. But then yours was like on the floor, but then there was like some technical turns and things like that. There's not always as much of that in my other classes, and I love that too. So that was fun to like, okay, let's see if we can get that double in. Let's see if we can.
Right. Let's get that threading in. Let's keep those arms down. Let's rise off the knee.
You give really good specific corrections that I appreciate. Just like, even just like, oh, we want a blade with your hand, or you want your hand like out, just like things like that. I do like how you're like, you notice specific things that we could do better or change or whatever.
Thank you. I got to tell you, that came from me being a horrible dancer when I started. Like, absolutely horrible. So I needed to figure out where I'm placing my weight, how I'm transferring it, where are they putting hands. So my brain, whenever I'm watching a choreographer or I take anyone's class, I'm staring at head to toe, starting from toe. I go toe to finger, to the left finger, to the right finger, to your top of your head, to like, I had to learn to pay attention to all that detail because I couldn't figure it out. Like, if I took, back in the days when I first started, if I took a class that said, yeah, I'm getting here, I would literally like, I suck. Like, I couldn't figure it out. You know, I could throw a double back handspring to a back tuck with a full twist, but I couldn't figure out how the hell to do dance. It was so hard, you know, and it just so that's actually where that skill came from, is like having to figure out for myself, where am I putting my foot? Is my heel turned out? You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, am I sitting in my knees? Where are they sitting? Oh, I'm in the left. I need to switch to my right side. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and so, and I realize a lot of people don't get that kind of detail, so I love to throw it out there if I'm watching it. So once I kind of teach it a couple times, whatever piece I'm teaching, I watch everyone dance it while I'm doing it, right? And then I'm looking to see if there's a shift in someone, like if they're on the wrong side, and then I do a general note, right, of how I get there, until someone like, I don't know what the hell you're doing. And they're like, or I don't know what the heck you're doing. Like, and I'm like, oh, let me break this down, you know. But I love when dancers take over the class, like when they ask for what they need, because then they start to own the class and they get a little more comfortable, right, in speaking on it. So I like when dancers ask questions, even though they're all so afraid to hold everyone back. They're all in their head, and I'm like, let go, right?
Usually I'm pretty good about asking questions.
Yeah,
because I'm like,
you're well.
I'm here. I want to get the most out of it.
Which is the point, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
and like most of the time I feel like if someone has a question, probably there's other people that have the same question. So
it's absolutely true. Like you generally are speaking for the people in the back who are too afraid, too in their head, too about having to be perfect.
Yeah.
You know, and like, dude, you're in class.
Yeah.
If you need to be perfect, like I don't like perfection. I don't believe in the word. I think only one thing exists that's perfect, but and you can call it whatever they are to you, because I believe it's all very similar. But I strive for greatness in my classes. Like I want you to be as great as possible. Like you do the choreo your way. Don't look like me. I don't want you to look like me. I want you to look like you, the way you do that, so long as it's safe for you. Because everybody's body is different, right? And how you find your center is different if you're doing technical work. How, you know, where you're reaching with your arms, because our shoulders aren't the same, my arm, you know, et cetera, et cetera. You get the point. But it's about being as great as possible, not about perfection.
Yeah.
You know, and so when you get in your head about being perfect, you will absolutely start to pull yourself out of dance and worry about every mistake, and like you're supposed to make mistakes, you know.
Teachers are always reminding us to like get out of your head, just dance it. If you get the wrong moves, just like it's better to have the expression and be in it. That's something that I'm working on though, because I am someone that's like, no, I want to get the steps exactly right.
I mean, that's everybody when they start off, right? Till they learn the culture, till they learn the mentality of learning, right?
The people that I watch that can mess up moves, but like still like be so in it, and to the point where like someone who doesn't know the moves would have no idea. That's like my goal.
That's like, actually what you're drilled for. Like if you go on stage, you know, and you're doing a 2-hour concert with some artist, or you're on tour, what have you, or even in a music video, like you're not allowed to stop just because you messed up. Your goal as a dancer is to push through all the mistakes, right, and flow to the next beat, catch on as quickly as possible and let it go. And learning how to do that is a skill. You know, and it's a skill mentally as well as physically. And that's what most people don't catch. Like they think, oh, it's a physical thing, like, or, you know, but the truth is it's very mental. Like you got to let go.
That makes sense.
And release the expectation you have of yourself, you know. And like I say, in all of my beginning classes, when someone new comes in, and I'm grateful and very fortunate that a lot of new people join my classes, but when they come in, I'm saying, you're in beginning hip hop, you're not supposed to be good. Right? Like if you're expected to be good, because every time I say welcome to my class, you know, you're in beginning, do you know how dance goes? You know, there's 8 counts. I want you to count with me, speak out loud so you can hear it. You know, I love teaching people how to become good dancers, and the language of dance is in 8 counts. So if you're going to learn Italian, you would start to learn Italian. You speak in Italian. If you're going to learn dance, you speak in counts or beats, like boom, ka-ka, right? Or lyrics, right? So I like to teach my dancers that. Give them all the tools possible to be great dancers, and then say, you're in beginning hip hop. You're not supposed to be good. And you have to work through every mistake, you know, and you're going to suck in the beginning. You may suck, you may be great, but whatever you do, don't stop. Don't give up on it. But a lot of people come to my class, and they're like, oh, yeah, you know, this is my first time. I suck. I have 2 left feet. I'm like, okay. I hear you. I said, but that doesn't matter. You're in beginning. You're supposed to suck. You know, if you come back, it's because you love how we're teaching, and you'll get good if you're consistent. It's about consistency and dedication. Anyways.
That's something, in your beginner hip hop, you did a lot of like drilling of us understanding the counts and like us speaking the counts, which I thought was really, really good and really helpful to learn more about counts.
Thanks, girl.
Okay, but going back, I know we're not going to be here all night, just some of the night, but
I
I
like
still-
hanging with Tracy. So
I mean, we can.
Can we stay all night? I'm sleeping over.
But I do want to still hear the rest of your story because we got to the part where you were like, you were taking dance classes, you had connections because of the choreographers from when you were singing, and you were using like your savings. So how did it start like coming together where you started to like actually get jobs or teach or whatever happened?
Knowing the choreographer and being best friends with the choreographer who is really good and like killing the scene and booking music videos and artists and stuff like that, I was really fortunate. Like I was mentored. My mentor was a phenomenal choreographer who was like killing it, killing the scene. He's just amazing human and phenomenal talent. So I really was so fortunate, so fortunate that she took me under her wing. She was kind, but she was strong about it. You know, she was like, get your act together.
Yeah.
Like, pull up here, practice in your living room, pull your doubles. Like, why are you not going through your skills? Like, you don't have your doubles yet. But, really lovingly, but, you know, I like that kind of toughness. Like, I like being told how and what I'm doing and what I need to do because, especially when I'm first starting off, I'm unsure. And I want to hear that. I believe that you have to leave your ego out of stuff, and it's very hard to do. But you get good at it after a while, you know, because the ego, I think, is the bulldog to, like, success. But anyway, so I had a great mentor. She drilled it in me, and she just said, practice in the living room. Take 10, 15 minutes a day, and I took hours. So after taking 5 or 6 classes at the Edge every freaking day, I would go home, and I just practice my technique, do music videos, like just follow them as much as possible. So that's actually how I got good, but I was not good for the first year. Like I was bad. And I knew it. And I was starting late. Everyone was like 20, 21, 23, you know, and I'm just old man comparatively, right? And I love old, by the way. I think old is great. When you get old, you're successful. You have had a life, and that's a blessing. Like you're fortunate if you get there. So it's not a derogatory term or a negative term in my mind saying the word old. I love being old. Yeah, so don't think old is bad. I have a very good, strong kind of idea about that word. Anyway, so I was really fortunate. I had great people who pushed me through and guided me the whole way and then gave me work. And then asked me, be my assistant.
Oh, nice.
Help, be my assistant, I'll teach you.
Yeah.
And in that process, I learned a lot how to teach and how to do choreo, and then she's like, okay, go.
Wow.
So I started finding classes at other places and then just kind of took off from there. I really lucked out.
Nice.
Like, truly blessed. Like fortunate beyond belief. I can't express it any. And thanks to Leslie Scott.
Wow, that's amazing. I had no idea about that. So did you have to have other types of jobs during this, or was it just straight up dance from that point?
I mean,
Or was there, like,
I kind of
seasons?
did in the interim because I didn't when I was singing.
Yeah.
Like, I got paid pretty darn well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But, you know, this was before the internet. It was like AOL had just started, and you had to pay like $1 for a minute. It was really bad, you know. Like you had to get the CD from people back in the days. I don't know.
I
Gen
remember.
Zers that act like we have no clue what I'm talking about, but it was like before the internet and stuff. So it was like CDs and like VHS tape sometimes,
let's go.
you know. So right, boop, boop, bring it back. So time capsule time, you know, and and then. You know, and then MySpace started hitting and everything, and that whole process. So that's when my singing career really, with the boy band and stuff, kind of just fizzled out. And then I got into musical theater, and then that took off, and then that's how I got to Leslie Scott. And then, well, that's not really like Leslie Scott was before the musical theater, but nevertheless, like, you know, and then Tabitha Napoleon, all these people, they just got like.
Okay, so then you were performing, you were teaching, you just were. Were you doing music videos? What did you do?
Yeah, I went to the east side because there was like I started teaching Millennium sometimes, like, and then assisting Leslie Scott because you know she would do that stuff, and then doing shows for like drag queens in West Hollywood. Like started making a name for myself. Me and my friend DJ, we started doing that, and we got big in the West Hollywood scene and doing all these live shows at like Rage, Mickey's, all that stuff. So and Tiger Heat back in the day. So we did the rounds with all of that, and then I was like, okay, I need to like kind of branch out, and so I went to the east side, like San Marino, came out
Okay.
here and found athletic garage, like, and then just started like trying to promote my own own classes.
Yeah.
And then I realized there's a need out here. There was like no one had really come to the east side, and I was like, I can either be the small fish over here in the big pond, or I can go over there and establish myself on the east side and, make a name for
That's
myself.
cool.
And get,
Yeah.
and I knew that was where the opportunity was, and that's why I left. Like, I
Nice.
knew that this place needed to grow. I had more opportunity here, and I really got fortunate with San Marino.
Yeah.
Like,
And you've been teaching at Athletic Garage how many years now?
26 years.
26 years? Wow, that's amazing. That's so cool. And you really, you've done like so much. What would you say now? Do you feel like once you started teaching, did you feel like teaching is what you really love? Or or do you love choreographing, or do you really love performing?
I would say, first and foremost, I wanted performing.
Okay.
I loved performing, and then dancing because I loved singing and I loved being on stage. So, but I found that dance provided that same feeling when I was singing or acting on stage. That dance provided that same thing. I was like, oh my God. And then so it was more physical. It was like, and there was like community involved. It wasn't just about you as much. Like when you're singing and stuff, it's like you got to do your job.
Yeah.
Right? And when it's dancing, unless you're doing a solo, like it's team, it's community, it's like crew, like it, and that just like I fell in love with that. And I was like, wow, I found my people because I didn't have anyone out here. Like, and so dance really allowed me to find like a family, right?
Nice.
With Carrie and Paulette, like started hanging out with them and everybody big, like they kind of just took me under their wing. And so when I shot out, I guess that answers it ultimately.
Yeah.
But
So you love teaching though.
I do. I love teaching.
I
but
feel like you're so good at teaching.
I do love teaching, but
it's
performing
up there
was
close to
first.
performing.
Like I was just only answering the first part.
Yeah.
Performing is what did it,
First.
and then, but the reality is I do love to teach. Like
Yeah.
I teach, I teach a lot of autistic kids. I provide like free private lessons to them.
Oh, nice.
And-
I've seen some of those videos. It's really cool.
Dang. And I have people that just like donate to it so that I could give them private lessons. And autistic kids, they're blind, some are in wheelchairs or walker, and they don't have that community. And I know what dance does for me, and like the parents are like so grateful because like the kid is so different after dance class. Like they could be having like the worst day, and it just changes them when we're done. So I realized that they don't have an outlet, and I fell in love with them, and so I give a lot of my time to them.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
And so I love teaching, yes, and they make me better. Like, trust me, like it was hard in the beginning, but I learned. But we were working with special needs people, artistic or handicapable people. I call them extraordinary kids.
Yeah,
and extraordinary
nice.
people. That's my term for them.
I like that.
And with working with them, I learned how to figure out stuff in a very different way, to think differently, to speak without my words, to kind of guide with my hands sometimes, to understand how they communicate. So they have made me so much better in understanding other people when they come on the floor. So maybe you're noticing some of that I'm growing with helping with these extraordinary kids. I'm growing as a teacher, and I knew that. And then not only were they inspiring to me, they literally made me better. Like a better human, a better person, a better teacher, a better dancer, because I had to find the nuance of stuff that I always took for granted that they don't have.
Yeah.
And so teaching people the nuance made me see the difference in made me see a lot more detail than I ever could have before. So I gotta say, working with my extraordinary kids is what has truly allowed me to be, and you're probably seeing the benefit of that, like me teaching. And I'm really grateful for them. They inspire the heck out of me.
Yeah.
And I'm honored to work with them all the time, and I love exposing them. And there's a documentary film coming out about them and me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll explain later one day.
Ooh, that's cool.
We're starting, the paperwork on it.
Oh, very
So
cool.
we'll
That's
see.
awesome.
Maybe I'll invite you over to watch, like pull you in on some of it, you know, like me and Tracy.
I would love it. I would love that.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. I love that you do that. I just can see your heart. Like, obviously, I mean, I think it's like obvious that you're good at performing, and like that's your whole personality.
Stop.
Like you said, since you were like a little kid, they were like,
No.
they knew it, you know?
Thank you.
But I also,
Sweet.
I think what draws me to you even more is just like I can see your heart for people and just how much you care. Like you're very good at what you do. You care about doing things well, but you also you're gonna reach the like most like it doesn't matter like what level they're at, what challenges they're facing. You're like you want to reach everybody and like bring joy to each of them and challenge each of them. Like I can see that in just the way that you teach and the videos that I've seen and all that. So like I think that's really, really cool, a really awesome quality in a teacher. So if you haven't taken Aukai, get on it, because this guy, he has a lot going on. That's really cool. So I don't know. I feel like we talked about a lot.
We did, but I feel like I'm a rambler.
I do have a quick question.
Okay, fire away.
I want to know what your choreographic process is. How do you make up choreography?
I hear a song, and if I'm inspired by it, I think of the choreo before I ever get up. Like, I'm working with my assistant, Bea Jurovich, right? And she's my assistant choreographer. She's phenomenal. And when I start a process, I sit down, like I go, I want to do this song. She's like, okay, you know, and I go, so I sit and I start imagining what I'm going to do in what section, you know, and I literally visualize all of it. I've always done that. I guess I'm very mental,
Okay.
you know, and so I visualize everything I want to do. And a lot of times I realize I'm hitting every dang beat possible. And so it's impossible to hit this in this time frame because the rhythm's so quick, you know, the tempo's like that. And I'm like, boom, ga, 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 ga. And I imagine these huge moves and I can't do it. And you know, so after I imagine all my choreo, you know, at least I start off with at least 4 8 counts, you know, that I like. Oh yeah, that would visually work. And then I get up and I try it.
Okay.
You know, and I just play the music and I try. And then what fits, what flows with the real tempo of the song, I'll keep. And what doesn't, I'll release it. And then if I can hit that beat, I'll try a different move that, you know, I'm just looking for a flow. But that's my process.
Wow.
I imagine it first. I get inspired by a song. I imagine it and visualize it. Then I get up and do it. And then I ask my assistant, like, what did that flow look like? Like, does that choreo kind of match the sound of the song? You know, is there a feel there? And then she's great now. Like, she was afraid before in the beginning to like say, that wasn't really working. But now she's like, now she gets it. Like,
That's so
I'm not
cool.
about, like, tell me what's missing. Like, just get the work done. Right? And she's like, yeah, that doesn't fit. Maybe you could do something like this. And I love her.
Oh,
She's
that's so
phenomenal.
cool.
So that's my process every time. Like, I imagine it first before I ever get up and do it.
So you're the type that could do it while you're driving in the
Yeah, absolutely.
that's amazing.
Absolutely, yeah.
I hear people say I came up with this in the car, and I'm like, I'm always like amazed by that.
And it happens
That's so
pretty
cool,
fast,
though.
like within
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Wow.
Like sometimes faster.
That is a gift for sure. Like, I mean, it's a trained gift, but like,
It's work, but
I know it's work, but like,
But I see everything as a movie
I
in my
still
head.
think it's a gift because I don't know. Just to even be able to visualize.
I mean, the hard part is like getting up and adding the counts to it. Like and so if you ever have a hard time counting, sing it. Like, I don't know, like if you a really popular song, if you know the melody of that song, and you know where the first count comes in, and you know the lyrics, like say, I'm breaking dishes up in here all night, right? And you don't know that rhythm, you find that tempo, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 and 2 and that's how I learned to count. So here's a cute hint: sing the melody in numbers, and you'll find a count.
I never thought about doing it like that.
And so wherever the lyric starts, pick up from there, and then find the 1 count, and then count it in.
What I have done, I've taught a class 3 times.
Yes, I want to take one. Call me.
I
call
actually
me.
love it, but for me, it takes me a while
great.
to make up choreography because I don't have that training yet or that like experience yet. But what I've learned is if I try to think about the counts while I'm making choreography, it's like worse choreography because I'm,
Oh.
which I guess like nobody would do that, but I used to try to do that. Like one and like I would make it up while thinking of the counts. Now it's like, okay, I just need to dance to the music. But what I do is I take a video, and then when I'm watching the video, I say the counts as I'm watching it, and that's
Yeah.
how I learn like what moves were on what counts.
That
so I
works
can like
too.
tell people because otherwise, I don't know.
My assistant does it the
Okay.
other way that you said, the first
Oh.
way. Like she's like 1, 2, and 3. So she figures out her counts first and
Okay.
then plugs in the choreo. Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
but before she like freestyle, I have no idea. Like I love this. I don't know what count it is. Like let's sing it. Like she's what if I don't know the song? It's like get to know the song. That's your job. It's just
See, I
like
feel like if I sang it with counts, I
Like-
feel like my counts would be off because I was singing the counts to the lyric. You know what
that's
I'm saying?
exactly how to do it though. Like if
I'm
you
gonna
know
try
this,
it.
like get the song,
Okay.
find out when that one count is in and what word is on that one count.
Okay.
Like I'm breaking, so it's on the N1, N2, N3, N4, 5, 6, N1, N2, N3, N4. You know what I mean? Like
Okay,
that's
I'm
how
gonna
I did
try
it. Like I found it easier. So I was trying to explain to my assistants before, and like that's how I figured out. They're like, "How do you get your counts?" I was like, "I just sing it."
You are very good at counts. It seems like you just whip it out. Like,
Well, I mean,
So,
because
I
I'm
guess
singing the
that's
note.
why- I guess that's-
I may not be on key.
well, also because you were a singer, that probably helps as well. Like,
I
having
think that's
that.
probably why.
And like, did you used to read music and everything?
Yeah, I can read music. I just play instruments. I'm okay at the piano. I make a lot of my
Nice.
songs. I played the trombone, trumpet,
Wow.
clarinet. I was in band.
Yeah,
in
I mean,
high
I think
school and junior
all
high
of
and
that
stuff.
is probably also why you're good at counts.
I
Like,
mean,
I think
thanks.
I think it helps.
It does. It does. I mean, knowing how to read sheet music and knowing music in like 4 measures, whatever, treble clef or bass clef,
Yeah,
whatever it is it in 4/4s and 3/4, like knowing stuff like that
Yeah.
is super important, especially when you're in the music industry, and dance is in the music industry.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it really helps you be able to break it down. You can explain stuff further,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really good.
yeah.
I'm like, we all need to take a course on like I learned it a little bit when I back in high school, but okay, I just have like 2 little more questions for you.
Far away.
First question, did you ever in this time of dancing get like discouraged? Did you ever get discouraged to the like everyone faces a tiny bit of discouragement here and there, but like did you ever get discouraged to the point of like wanting to take a break or even just tired of it? Or was there ever like a time that you wanted to take a break or thought about it or did?
Not that I can think of. I thoroughly loved it. I love it.
The whole time.
I'm
Yeah.
in love with it.
Nice.
Like I couldn't have found a better replacement for singing. Healthier in all aspects. So I don't know that I don't remember ever doing that. I do remember literally losing my mind and going into depression when the pandemic hit. And I thought 1 or 2 months in, we'll be fine. I'll come back to work. And then when I realized it was going past like the 4th, 5th month, my mind spiraled.
Wow.
And I never felt that I can recall what true depression was until the pandemic. So for me, losing dance was what made me feel
Yeah.
depressed. So I can't say that there's ever a time where I wanted a break.
Yeah.
Because I've never wanted
When
a
you
break.
were forced to sort of have a break,
Yeah.
that was the depression.
And that's when I knew
Yeah.
I am in love
Yeah.
with my career. I'm
Yeah.
in love with dance. And so my whole real mission in life, besides the other stuff but I just want to share dance and help people fall in love with dance the way I love dance, because I know what it does for me. I run to it. I love my
Yeah.
career. I'm in love with my job. It before was just a huge identity of who I am. Now it's now beyond. I don't really see, it's probably part of my identity, but it's more a passion and a drive.
Yeah.
And it's my comfort zone. It's my therapy. It's my connection. It's my community. It's like literally everything I can think of that is good on this planet.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we can tell. I have one last question.
But I got a question. Can I ask a question while
sure.
we're in? Okay.
Yeah.
When are you teaching next? I want to go. Call me.
I am literally so I'm moving this month. I'm moving on July 3rd, just to Highland Park.
Okay, I was like,
nowhere
oh,
crazy.
I was like, am I that last episode?
No. But I'm moving July 31st. So, and I had to actually choreograph for a wedding that's in Seattle that I'm going to, like a bridesmaid dance. And it's for people that like don't take dance class. So it's like pretty like
Most
basic
of them
moves.
are like that.
But that was a good challenge for me. I never done anything like that. So anyway, my brain's been on that, and that's happening this month, and I'm moving. So once that's done and I'm moved, then the next step is coming up with choreography, and then I'll probably rent space like here or somewhere.
Okay.
And I'll definitely tell you about it.
Okay.
I actually, the few times I've taught, I loved it so much. I didn't know that I love dance, like the way you're talking about it. Like I don't have as many years of it as you to that like extreme, but I love it.
You don't need years.
Yeah, I love it.
To be in love with it.
Yeah.
Like, and I see the similarity. Like, I can see it.
I have that same, like, I love it so much. But when I taught dance, the joy of teaching even was bigger. I didn't think anything could be bigger than dancing. But teaching it was like, I just got so much joy, and I was like, this is what I knew that was what I was supposed to do. But because I'm new at it, like, it's not so much that I feel like I have experience teaching in general. So teaching I can do. I can be in front of people. I can teach.
Yeah. It actually shows, by the way. Yeah.
Coming up with choreography, that is what I'm learning how to do. So I'm just kind of experimenting with like a song hits me, and then I'm like, okay, let's try it with this. And it definitely helps to think of it as like, oh, let's make this up for a beginning jazz or a beginning contemporary. That helps me, because then I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to come up with like super crazy moves. Let's just like do something simple. And that's what I taught, was like beginning jazz. Mm-hmm. And I love teaching people that like don't have as much experience, and just like, I guess just because I learned as an adult, so like I have a passion, like I'm like, oh, you don't know about like how to do a pirouette, let me teach you. Like, I love that kind of thing. So
me too.
Yeah, I hope
get
to
it.
do
I
it.
mean, you really fit the bill. Like, honestly, yeah, I would agree. You would be right at home, and people would be great and safe in your hands and learn. Like, I agree. But I mean,
thanks, Aukai.
I really feel that, good dancers start off from the bottom up, from the back, from the back, and work their way up. So all the tiny steps is what allows you to see so much more than someone who's a great choreographer that can't teach well.
Yeah.
So a good teacher is such a different thing than just being a choreographer.
Yeah.
It takes choreography and learning choreography to a whole nother level. And if you can find a great teacher who teaches choreography, because I think it's all relative. What you see is good and great, etc. I think it's all great, because movement is movement. And whatever style you use, whatever technique you use, movement is movement. It's all dance.
Yeah.
And if you have a great teacher, like you're set. Like, you go home thinking about the choreo, you can't get it out of your head. Especially if they nailed it with like the style and the choreo and the song, and it feels so good when you come across that,
Yeah.
So I think.
So
You'd be I think you are a phenomenal teacher. I think you're a good teacher. You're going to be a phenomenal teacher at the very least. Because you have the mentality. You're literally doing everything
I think
correctly.
I look at it like, because I learned later in life, I'm more aware of people that wouldn't understand, like, versus someone who maybe is more experienced and like a better dancer, better choreographer, but like they've been doing it their whole lives and maybe can't relate to someone as much who's just learning, because it was so far away that they were just learning. They were like 4. I'm like, I know what it's like to be an
24.
adult and just learning. So like, I think I can like relate in order to like explain things to people. So I think that's the one thing that's going for me with teaching. But anyways, okay. The last thing I want to ask you is, do you
it's the last thing.
Unless there's anything else you wanted to talk about. Is what advice would you give to the dancers out there watching? Any advice? Anything, a tip or a general?
Okay. I say the best advice I could give and I think this is a life lesson as well, because I think dance does that, is consistency, dedication, and work ethic is the key to success in anything you do. I think that would be the best advice I could give anybody. And specifically for dance, I would say don't allow the mistakes to override the progress. Because a lot of times, especially for the new people, the new dancer, that's the fear of being imperfect, the fear of always having to be perfect or fit in or not take the mistakes with a grain of salt, or with grace.
Yeah.
And not internalizing it personally, what a mistake is or being wrong. Like, if you don't do any of that, you'll succeed, because you're not supposed to be good. It takes time. It takes work, consistency, dedication, and drive, right? Like, it's and then all that. And if you have passion, it makes it all easier. But you've got to be gracious. You've got to be kind to yourself. I know this is cliche, but it's so part of it. And that passion, that compassion for you and all the mistakes would be the key. Like, don't stop. Like, so long as the love is there or the drive is there or what have you, don't stop, because you're going to fail. You're going to fall on your face. Get back up. Don't take it personally if you can. Take the bumps and bruises, because you're going to heal from them, and you will succeed if you don't stop.
Yeah, I think that's really great. Consistency. That's when I first started seeing my growth, was I started being consistent, and I didn't know that was like a thing. I didn't know you could. I was like, oh, I can get better, because I used to take a dance class here or there, whenever. Yeah. And then when I started taking it every week, I was like, oh, wait, I'm growing. This is so exciting.
Right, but it's the time involved, right? Like, the consistency and dedication. I mean, you go to work. If you want to keep a job, say, and retire and get your pension, you put in 20 years. Do you think without consistency, without that drive, that dedication, that particular person or anyone out there would ever get to that point?
Right.
And that's the stuff that we tend to take for granted. Like, we don't recognize or keep in the forefront of our mind of what success really is. So, and success is relative to everybody, but mine's is getting on that stage, booking that contract, getting that music video, getting that next show, the next tour, stuff like that. I love that. And then really, I do love teaching, and I love helping people fall in love with dance. Like that, you fall in love with dance, I did my job.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, it's so fun. I mean, your story is so interesting. I didn't know much about it, so that was just so exciting. I'm sure everyone that is listening is going to listen is going to love it as well.
Dun, dun, dun.
And take Aukai's class, follow his journey, and like, comment, subscribe. All of those things. Can you guys subscribe? I need some more subscribers.
Okay, comment too. Comment, subscribe. Ring that bell. Ding.
All those things.
all those things. That part. That.
Well, thank you, Aukai.
Thank you, Tracy.
I hope you have a good rest of your night. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.
Shaka.
Bye.
Aloha.